In 1 Chronicles chapter 5, the focus shifts from Judah and Simeon to the tribes that settled east of the Jordan River. Specifically, the many tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. Their story is one of inheritance, great military victories, and faith in God, and eventually the consequences of turning away from Him, leading to their eventual exile. The chapter begins with the tribe of Reuben, the firstborn son of Jacob, also called Israel. As the firstborn, Reuben should have received the rights and privileges of that position. However, because he dishonored his father by sleeping with one of Jacob's concubines, his birthright was taken away and given to the sons of Joseph according to the lineage. Although Reuben remained Jacob's firstborn by lineage, the leadership of Israel would come through the tribe of Judah, from whom great kings like David would eventually arise in the land of Israel. The chapter reminds readers that God's purposes often depend on faithfulness rather than position alone. The genealogy of Reuben's descendants is then recorded, along with the regions where they settled. Their territory stretched across lands east of the Jordan, extending toward the wilderness and the Euphrates River. Next, the chapter turns to the tribe of Gad. Their descendants are listed along with the areas they occupied, including parts of Bashan. Like Reuben, the Gadites established themselves in fertile lands suitable for their livestock and families. The narrative then introduces the half-tribe of Manasseh, whose descendants also settled east of the Jordan. Their territory extended through Bashan toward Mount Hermon, Senir, and the surrounding regions. Over time, these many tribes became numerous and powerful in the land. The chapter then highlights an important and very decisive military victory for them. The tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh went to war against the Hagrites, along with the desert peoples of Jetur, Naphish, and the tribe of Nodab. The battle was fierce, but the Israelites cried out to God for help. Because they trusted in Him, God delivered their enemies into their hands. The victory brought enormous spoils, including tens of thousands of camels, sheep, donkeys, and many captives who were taken during the battle. The writer specifically notes that the battle belonged to God. Their success did not come merely through military strength, but because they truly sought the Lord and depended entirely on Him. As a result of their victory, the eastern tribes expanded their territory and lived in the conquered regions for many years. However, the story takes a tragic turn. After experiencing blessing and success, the people became unfaithful to the God of their ancestors. Instead of remaining devoted to the Lord, they turned to the gods of the nations around them. They worshipped foreign gods and abandoned the sacred covenant that God had established with the people of Israel. Because of this rebellion, God stirred up the kings of Assyria, including Pul and Tiglath-Pileser. The Assyrians invaded and carried the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh into exile. The people were taken to places such as Hala, Habor, Hara, and the region near the river Gozan, where they remained for generations. This chapter reveals a powerful pattern seen throughout Israel's history. When the people trusted in God and sought His face, He gave them great strength and a glorious victory. But when they turned away from Him, they faced the bitter consequences of loss and exile. The key message of this chapter is that faithfulness to God matters more than inheritance, numbers, or military power. The eastern tribes experienced both blessing and judgment, depending on whether they trusted the Lord or followed other gods. Next comes 1 Chronicles chapter 6, where the focus turns to the tribe of Levi, the priests, the temple musicians, and those specifically chosen to lead Israel in worship before the Lord.